Welcome to the El Partido, the Spanish name meaning the match. I'm Geoffrey Mgabijin alongside Coach Sharif. We're going to be taking you through the latest sports news around the world. Of course, the latest transfer news situations coming in from Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and other big horses. Coach, welcome to the show, the first ever show talking international space.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. It's going to be a marvelous show.
Yep.
I love doing sports. That's my best thing. So let's run it.
Okay. The first news coming in is that Arsenal of winger Martinelli is set to join Bayern Munich.
Oh.
Martinelli.
Ah.
Rodrigo is staying at Real Madrid. Martinelli is leaving Arsenal.
That caught me by surprise. Is the deal on the table?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. It can be a good deal for Bayern. Who plays in that left wing for Bayern?
I think the other youngster who left Crystal Palace.
No, I think Olise plays on the right.
Then there is Gnabry.
Yeah. I think
Coleman is leaving.
I think he can be a useful player for Bayern. The German league is not as difficult and hectic as the Premier League, the English Premier League.
Yeah.
So it can be a good move for Martinelli, since winning is almost possible every season for Bayern. He will expect to win a trophy every season, but he can make history at Arsenal if he stays.
But coach, look, Arsenal every season they want to compete and win the league.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Arsenal fans believe that this is the season they have to compete and win. Mm-hmm. So one of your best players is leaving.
No, I think Bayern thought that maybe Arteta is losing trust in Martinelli. That's why you see a lot of rumors. There is Nico Williams, there is Rodrigo, which moves are almost impossible.
Yeah, and Williams heading to Barcelona as a done deal.
Yes, so it makes Martinelli feel like he's not safe at Arsenal. So if there is a move, he can go to Bayern, where he can probably win a league almost every season.
And make history. Yeah.
Yes, it is a Champions League that makes it bigger for Bayern, but winning the Bundesliga is almost
it's usual, something usual. You go there, you don't make history win it.
Yes. Yeah. So Martinelli thinks like if Arsenal feel like they need a better replacement, and they have a deal with Bayern, is a better move.
But who could be that replacement for Martinelli? Because when you look around the market, I don't think there is any better winger. Maybe Rodrigo, but Xabi Alonso said yesterday after the game that they are willing to stay with Rodrigo and work with him next season. So the rule is off. The
only replacement can be maybe Rafinha at Barcelona, since Barcelona brought in Nico Williams and there are a lot of youngsters there, and Ansu Fati is willing to fight for his number. So Arsenal can go for Rafinha if he wants to come.
Can Rafinha leave Barcelona?
And there is a possibility that the coach will tell him that, you know what, if we bring in Nico Williams, I'm not guaranteeing you a starting place. You understand? And he's 28, 29.
Hans Flick and Deco said that being a very good friend to Yamal doesn't guarantee a starting point for Williams. So you have to compete for your position to start.
Of course he will compete for it and he will excite the fans. The only thing that Rafinha is better is his scoring rate.
And so the team wants.
Yes.
They want to win. They
want to win. So Nico Williams has to add goals in his game, which is not the usual thing concerning what he has done back then.
Should Arsenal go for Rafinha? If not Rafinha, who else?
If not Rafinha, the market is a bit blunt, but they should go to. There is a player in the Italian league, AC Milan. Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
The team did not qualify for the Champions League.
Arsenal plays Champions League.
Arsenal plays Champions League and they are competing in the league.
And he's a talented boy.
He's very talented. He can even give them more than what Martinelli is giving, because he can score goals. He can dribble past players, unlike Martinelli, who moves always straight forward.
But also, according to the Athletic, Arsenal are interested in Madueke, the Chelsea winger. Yeah, by that.
But no, Madueke is better on the left, on the right wing where Saka plays. He's better playing when he's cutting inside. But if you are planning to put him on the left, again, it's another bad transfer.
Maybe Trossard will occupy that side of Martinelli and then Madueke.
And Trossard is old. Trossard is old. He just has to come in. And he's not a good starter. Leandro Trossard. He's a good bowler, but he doesn't perform at Arsenal when he starts the games. He always performs when he comes off the pitch. You need to have that super sub, then you have this starting player, which cannot be Nando Madueke. Chelsea has already given us a lot of shitty players.
And the last one was Raheem
Sterling.
Scored 0 goals in the English Premier League.
Imagine. Raheem
But
Sterling.
he didn't get playing time.
No, he got playing time and he was playing rubbish. You can see Sterling Arteta had a lot of trust in Sterling.
Yeah.
And he thought maybe it was his mindset. Maybe it was
really a
because
proven player.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when he came, he was disappointed because he really loves the players he buys. Even though they're not playing good, he wants to give them game time. Understand?
Yeah.
He can give you a game, can try to put you in a position where you can't fit. You understand? But Chelsea players to Arsenal, we have never had a good player from Chelsea. Talk about Yusuf Benayoun.
Away from Martinelli going to Bayern Munich, there are still rumors, and then the World Anti-Doping Agents gave Paul Pogba a ban, and then lifted some years, and Pogba is eligible to play once again, and is joining AS Monaco on 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Could we see Paul Pogba rejuvenating and coming back on his peak?
Of course, he will come back on his peak. Monaco is a good team. He won't play under pressure, and he's a good bowler.
Yeah.
He has showed that at Manchester United, Juventus, France.
Yeah.
He usually plays better in the national team.
Yeah, true.
But Pogba, it will be a good addition for Monaco, and they have to pile pressure on Paris Saint-Germain next season.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we wish him good luck. And away from that of Paul Pogba joining AS Monaco in French League 1, Manchester United almost done deal from Buemo, and they said to do his medical, £55 million and some adds on of 10 million, and will be earning 20,000. Actually 200, sorry, 200.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't qualify for the Champions League.
What happens? You buy good players?
You buy players that cannot even compete in the Champions League. Mbeumo is a good, talented young man, but is not a Manchester United at the Manchester United level. He'll trying to qualify them to Europe, but Africans don't excel at United.
But the guy scored 20 league goals last season.
Yes, even they were
at Brentford.
They brought in Jordan Sancho from Dortmund. He had a good season, 2 or 3. He was good. He failed. They have Marcus Rashford. He failed. Last season, the season before, they had Kobe Mino, the uprising guy. This season has. Yeah,
but maybe the club is struggling, maybe internally. But some of those players like Mino, they are very good players.
They are very good players, but you cannot put trust in Mbeumo to be the one to lead United to glory.
You have Ugarte, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have Mbeumo, you have Cunha, you have Amadi, and also Hugo Ekitike.
Yes, I think you should learn to differentiate between Manchester United and Brentford. The pressure of playing at Manchester United and the pressure of playing at Brentford.
But the guy has been playing in Premier League.
Yes, he has been playing in Premier League, and they have a lot of players who have been playing in Premier League, and they come to bigger teams and they
fail to.
Yes. Yeah. At times we have to look at these statistics. When the player is playing on the national team and on the what? And in his club, on club level. So Mbeumo is a better player
with
Brentford, not with Cameroon. So it takes him a lot of time to adapt. So I will be very disappointed if he excels at United.
Oh.
Yes. Because for me, in my thinking...
How about Cunha?
Cunha is a bowler. He will play, he will help the team.
Yeah, very talented.
A Portuguese diminutive, but again, he can add a lot of skill and flair in the United team, which they have been lacking for a long period of time. They have some mechanic players, Hojland at top. Garnacho was always straight, running. The only player who was the player.
On Garnacho, he was seen in holidays donning shirt 9 of Marcus Rashford, but for Aston Villa jersey. And Aston Villa is interested in him to pay £50 million to take him away from Manchester United.
Yes,
could this be a sign that he's leaving?
It can be a sign he's leaving, and I think Aston Villa is a better team for Garnacho than United. Yeah.
Aston Villa a better team?
Yes.
For Garnacho?
For Garnacho.
Oh, yeah.
Garnacho, those are the teams he has to play for. He can't play for a team that's going to compete for the league, to compete for the Champions League. His mindset is not there yet. Maybe when he goes in the football mind, but his levels, Aston Villa, Brentford type of teams.
Okay, Rasmus Hojlund is also interested by Napoli, and then Darwin Núñez is almost in Italy to join Napoli. Napoli is going to be a big team in Champions League next year.
Now, why
you have KDB, you don't have Darwin Núñez, you will still want Hojlund. McTominay has excelled last season.
I think Darwin Núñez will be a better inclusion
for Napoli
than
Hojlund.
Hojlund won't be a good inclusion. Because how can you expect De Bruyne to give him 10 through balls and he scores 0? And
someone said Darwin Núñez might even miss the flight to Napoli.
Why?
Because he always misses.
But Darwin Núñez is a good player. He can be a very good inclusion. I even welcome him at Arsenal. He's a very good player. He has not had his game at Liverpool.
Do you think he's better than Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko for Arsenal to go for him?
For me, I can go for Darwin Núñez
ahead of Benjamin Sesko.
Yes. Only Gyökeres can be ahead of him. He's a good number 9. And he's a real number 9.
Wow.
And I promise you this, if he goes to Napoli, again big teams are going to be looking for him.
Some transfer news coming in from your Turin, Juventus, Kolo Muani.
Randall Kolo Muani.
That guy in World Cup. Okay. Kolo Muani is set to join Chelsea in London. But Chelsea, you want Kolo Muani, you have Liam Delap, you have Nicholas Jackson.
And Kolo Muani is versatile. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, and he can play center.
And still interested in Gittens from Borussia Dortmund.
Yes. And they will have to choose one. Because Randall Kolo Muani, when I had the French coach, Didier Deschamps, he told me he had never seen a player who can position himself better than Randall Kolo Muani. And
Deschamps just praising him because he's his boy just...
No, it was before the World Cup.
Do you think Kolo Muani is a better forward than Liam Delap and Nicholas Jackson?
Of course he's better. Of course he's better. Kolo Muani is way better than those two. Because he can even run faster than Jackson
and Delap.
He can use the ball
but
better than Jackson and Delap.
But Delap is more physical than anyone at Chelsea.
Yes.
In the front line.
He's more physical.
And that's the Premier League.
That is Premier League. So why don't you buy this guy in Fulham? This guy who was at Barcelona, what is his name? What is his name?
I've forgotten. My producer. Traore.
Ahmad Traore. Why don't you buy Traore? Because you want those powerful horses. Adama. Huh?
Anyway, maybe it might work for Chelsea, but will Jackson start? Delap start? And Kolo Muani start? Palmer start? Neto start?
No, it's up to the coach. If you have 3 number 9s, you have to deploy one.
But I also think that Chelsea should at least sign a very established defender and a goalkeeper if they want to compete next season.
I think the Chelsea boss wants to build something for the next 5 years. That's why when you see the way Chelsea is signing players, they don't sign a player above 25 years. They have a plan which might work for them,
which I doubt.
If they have the patience,
I still doubt.
To let the coach do the things. Because if you have one coach who can plan for these 20-year-old guys, by the time they are 25, 26, They're going to win you the league. They're going to win you the Champions
Do you
League.
believe they will be patient with Maresca if he doesn't win anything for the next 4 to 5 years?
No, he won't. They won't be patient for him if he doesn't win anything for the next 4-5 years. But Chelsea, Maresca can win some league cups, the FA or the League Cup, and because you see, he's a good coach. He can try use the sources available.
Maybe the positive part is his character. He wants to win. He wants to.
Yes, he's a good coach, and he will win trophies, by the way, because by the time your midfield duo will connect together and they will be good, you guys will compete.
I highly think that Enzo Fernandez, in the next 2 to 3 years, he'll be a Real Madrid player.
No. Chelsea doesn't. Chelsea is a big club. Chelsea.
Yeah, but Eden Hazard left Chelsea. He was the star of the team and joined Real Madrid.
It was his time to leave Chelsea.
Enzo Fernandez will leave.
It was the right age. How old was he? 29?
I think 28.
28.
Yeah.
It was the right age to leave Chelsea because he thought maybe he had done enough for Chelsea, and the team was in transition. That's when the changes were starting. So.
Anyway, coming in from Liverpool after signing Frimpong as the replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who joined Real Madrid, they are planning to bring in McGuire from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think they let Kwanzaa go to Bayern.
Yeah, by Liverpool.
So Gueye is an England international.
Yeah.
Why would he prefer being a backup defender at Liverpool?
Maybe he believes he can compete with Konate.
He cannot compete with Konate. Konate is a way better centre back. Even his structure, his size,
and
his
the
football knowledge,
the chemistry with Liverpool defenders.
You cannot think that. You cannot tell me that.
But former director of research Ian Graham at Liverpool, he said that McGuire will be a very good replacement for Virgil van Dijk after leaving Liverpool in the next 2 years. That he's a backup for the next 2 years.
You cannot send an England international and make him a backup.
A backup for a big team like Liverpool. Okay, you can win, you can have the medals, but to be a backup when the World Cup is coming next year, you want to be a starter.
That would be a wrong move. I thought maybe
this go back to Chelsea. McGuire?
No.
Step will start Crystal Palace.
He should start Crystal Palace until he gets a better deal.
Maybe if Cristiano Romero leaves Spurs and goes to Atletico Madrid, you go at Spurs.
Again, he can play at Spurs.
Because already at Champions League.
Yes. Spurs is a better team. You cannot go to Liverpool